Do you want Fox to put little softballs out there?
Why not? Everybody else does it to the Democrats.
Because it's not the right thing to do. I thought the reason that Fox was so successful, beats the pants off of all the other television networks, is because they're not like them. That's not how Fox operates. Fox goes fair and balanced to everybody. That's why you will see on Fox more Democrats giving their opinions about things in the news than you will see Republicans on other networks. The reason Fox is so far ahead of the pack is because of the fact that they are straight shooters. There's the world's greatest talk show caller, Bobby in Los Angeles. Bobby, how are you?
How are you? Now, this is not why I called in, but since you were saying what you're saying, I have to ask you, okay?
Yeah.
You truly believe Fox is fair and balanced?
Yes.
Okay. I won't even question that because you've always been nice to me as a caller, and I don't want to put you in an awkward situation.
No.
But anyway.
Go after me. If you want to go after, I'm a big kid. That's the thing. We can give it and take it here. There's no...
Are you sure?
And the reason you sure,
you're debating an independent guy. I don't change myself.
That's fine, but here's why I say it, is because take a look. You watch MSNBC. They've got all these people on from the Democratic Party, always answering all the questions. You tell me, is there a Republican...
There are so many holes in that Swiss cheese you're giving me. I don't even know where to begin.
I've watched the other networks. They rarely have anybody from the right. They're all a bunch of lefties.
Okay. First of all, plenty of times, you don't even have to take my word for it. You can go on YouTube for all the people who can't afford Fox, MSNBC, and CNN. There are plenty of times where they'll show videos on YouTube of the left-wing wacko on MSNBC debating the right-wing wacko, and they'll have one left-wing guest and one right-wing guest, just like Fox does. Now, how you judge a network, you don't... hold on, just let me finish. You don't selectively pick and choose and say, look, here's evidence of left-wing wackoness. Here's evidence of right-wing wackoness. That's not how you do it. You look at the overall picture. MSNBC tilts to the left, no dispute. Fox tilts to the right. That's pretty well accepted. And CNN is a boring network that's in the middle. So but when you sit there and say Fox is so fair and balanced, like they're on top and everyone else is biased, you do realize the other reason people like Fox is not because they're fair and balanced. There's other reasons. First of all, they're visually more appealing. The colors, the background, the beautiful women on there. We know how beautiful girls are on there. Another thing is conservative news, conservative bias, is much more entertaining than left-wing wacko bias. Talk radio is a great example of this. When you put on the radio, what's more entertaining, right-wing wacko stuff or left-wing wacko stuff? Now, on Fox also, their primetime network, Sean Hannity, Megyn Kelly, Bill O'Reilly, that's much more entertaining than Wolf Blitzer and whoever else comes on CNN. So you can't make it seem like it's because of fair and balanced, Tom. Come on.
Here's remember this. When you're talking about a news organization, you have to separate out the editorial/opinion versus the day-to-day basically cranking out the news. You've got Bill Hemmer, Martha McCallum, you've got John Scott, Jenna Lee.
Right.
These people are just go to work journalists. Now, is Bill O'Reilly? Is he on the right? Yes, absolutely. Is Sean on the right? Yes. So the editorial page is definitely to the right. The rest of the product is here's the news.
There's more holes and more of that Swiss cheese there. First of all, as Jon Stewart pointed this out, television isn't like newspapers. It's not like you turn the page and it says, here's the editorial section. When people like me turn on my news, when most people come home from work and they turn on the news, they don't think to themselves, honey, let me turn on this part of the program because this is the opinion piece, and let me turn on that part that's not opinion. They're just getting their news from Bill O'Reilly, Megyn Kelly, and Sean Hannity. And by the way, again, you're selectively picking and choosing. You cannot say this part is editorial and that part is news, because even when the news hits, when Gretchen Carlson comes on or Outnumbered comes on or all the other programs come on, even those programs tilt to the right. Neil Cavuto tilts to the right. You're just selectively picking and choosing and saying, hey, Shepard Smith is fair, the news is fair, everyone else is editorial. The whole network is editorial.
Well, all right, so we agree to disagree.
Oh, okay. Anyway, here's why I called. Okay. The other guy that called in, about the other people who called in, blaming the media. Now I'm going to contradict myself here, by the way. How is it in the year 2016, a year after Back to the Future taught us that Jaws 19 would come out? How is it that they're believing in blaming the media? You people on the right criticize the left for not asking hardball questions all the time.
Right.
Chris Hansen doesn't ask tough questions. The other guy doesn't ask tough questions. Now, when Fox does it, you're criticizing Fox for asking tough questions. I will give Fox credit last night. They asked some really tough questions. I was really surprised. In fact, last night's debate was really entertaining. I thought it was going to be another boring sleep fest, especially with Trump's not there. It was really entertaining.
I thought so too. I thought it was much better. I don't know why. I think it's because these people are getting to be more crystallized, and we already pretty well know a lot about them, and so this is now we're fine tuning the candidates.
Yeah, Kelly was great, and Chris Wallace, who I think is one of the most best interviewers, most fair guys out there, along with Megyn Kelly. Also, I don't understand why people are criticizing Fox. Like you said, what do you want them to do? Ask simple questions? You're having people running for president of the country.
That's my point.
And you want them to ask simple questions?
That's my point.
And if you really want them to ask simple questions, if you want them to just be simple, then pick one. Don't criticize the other side, CNN, MSNBC, for asking supposedly softball questions, which I don't agree with that. But let's just say you believe that. How can you then criticize Fox for asking hard questions?
Yeah.
Pick one.
Yeah.
Do you want tough ones, or do you not want tough ones?
No, right? I'm right. You're making my points for me. Yeah, you are absolutely. But by
the way, one last thing, Tom.
Yeah.
Please stop believing this conspiracy theory that most of the media is liberal. Please stop it. It's stupid.
It's not conspiracy. All the journalism schools have done surveys after surveys after surveys. Columbia Journalism Review, one of the most prestigious journalism magazines out there, they've done these surveys on a regular basis, and it is overwhelming Democrat. It is is. Why is a good question, but it is what it is.
Okay, so because I know my time's going to run out, I'll end it with a question. If someone says to you, all of the media, the newspapers, the magazines, all the networks, all the comedians, all of Hollywood, all of the internet, if someone says to you, Tom, I think most of the media has a liberal bias, is that a fact or an opinion?
It's fact, because of take a look again at the reviews.
My God.
Look at the reviews. The journalists have been asked by, I'm going to use Columbia Journalism Review as the best of all of them, and they have gone out and they have asked a simple question: are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? And
is it a
I'd have
fact
to
or
look
an
them
opinion?
up. Well, if it comes out that the results are 92% are Democrats and 8% are Republicans, then it's pretty much a fact that there is a left bias to the media.
No, all you found out was there were people who were registered Democrat. There are plenty of people who are registered a party that don't really care, and that doesn't mean they're still biased. You can work in the media and be labeled as a tree party person.
Everybody has a bias according to their ideology. Some people are better at hiding it than others.
Even if that was true, doesn't the internet even things out? The internet alone is the biggest thing out there now. You can't say the internet is left-wing bias or right-wing bias.
It's you pick and choose whatever you want. You pick and choose which network you want to watch. It's the same thing with which website you want to dial up.
Okay, so if the internet has plenty of counter media out there, even if you were right and you said, "Oh, Bobby, all the media is left-wing bias because they're Democrats and they're going to have a bias towards the left," the internet levels everything out, does it not?
It helps, and it will increasingly help level out, the media of where you can get information from the left and from the right. I've got to take a break. As always, I go along with you, Bobby, because you're always a fascinating guy. Short break. The Twitter feed right now is silent too long. Says, Tom, you just got owned. If you can't see the bias, you're way too close. Maybe I am. I also happen to know the people in this building. And we've got liberals, and we've got Democrats, and we've got Republicans and conservatives, and we've got independents. And, I mean, it's more than just the faces on the screen. There's also a whole fleet of producers and writers and bookers and There's a lot that goes into making broadcasting. Rod says, OMG, who is this guy? If he knows so much, maybe he could get his own radio show so I cannot tune in. But Clyde, news.